I use key levels today to execute on my trade. I trade the QQQ NASDAQ ETF options. I had a daily bias that based on the daily chart, it was going to be a slightly bullish day. But there were some consideration for the fact that today was going to be a shorter day for the market because tomorrow is the 4th of July. So the market will close early today. And typically I trade same day expirations. So I knew that at some point this would need to be treated as a scalp or a quick trade, not something I want to hold with a pullback. So with that in mind, I found this trade idea, which was a breakout slash buy setup. And here's how I use critical or key levels to execute the trade. 487 was a level off of the daily chart. And it's sort of identified here with this line sitting at around 487.20. I knew that this level would be a great level to break in order for the trade to follow through. And an area where I put my stop loss was the red line here. At the time, it was just close to the moving average. I knew that if it got below this, I would need to exit the trade. So I had my entry, I had my stop loss, and I had an idea of where I wanted to take profits. The blue line was the high of the day, and I knew this was critical or a key level that I wanted to break, specifically 487.50, because if the stock moves in this direction, it has a higher likelihood that it will continue. But I still want to be cognizant of the fact that there's also another level above, which is around the 487.75 level. And this level specifically, you can look at the 5-minute to know what I'm talking about here. This level was a pre-market level. It was almost like a pre-market high. And this level was important for me to consider because it is kind of like a pivot high, an area where there could be sellers because sellers were there at one point. So moving back to the 2-minute, and not to mention the price action was just absolutely crazy. I stepped away after taking the trade to take a break. I wasn't expecting this to happen. Absolutely not. I wouldn't have even been prepared. I would have to raise my stop, and through the live trade, you'll hear me say that if it decides to go below a specific level, I'm going to exit. And this was not all the way down here. It was in fact a lot higher. Nevertheless, I knew that this yellow trend line was an area that I would want to exit the trade if it decided to go there. And I think that's what I ended up doing because my sell fill was around this candle just to ride the highs. I had a feeling that there was a chance it would retrace, and the way that I execute, typically I like to sell on the pumps or the rips and submit an ask order so that I can get a higher fill. Especially if you have premiums with a tight spread, it can be fairly advantageous in the long run because you'll continuously get higher fills. Because on the downside, if you take an exit, you're hitting the bid, and so you're losing typically sometimes more. There's always a little bit of slippage. So with that in mind, it was an obvious trade in my opinion because it was a breakout, had a couple pullbacks, so it was ready to go. It was setting itself up to break the high of the day. I knew which key levels I was watching, where I would look to exit within the trade, and where I would look to take the profits. So with that in mind, let's head straight to the live trading recap. The market's a bit strong today, especially because of the daily. Watching the QQQ 2-minute here. And the 5-minute, I want to see how it closes in the next 40 seconds. It is a shorter day for the market because tomorrow the market will be closed for 4th of July. I'm curious about the high of the day here. If it starts to move in this direction, 487.50 might be an interesting area to enter. I'm just going to see here in 15 seconds what kind of price action we get. Be a bit of a wide stop. Almost about $1. I'm hesitant to take the same day expirations, but at the money seems to move best on same day. It's just a shorter day. So the goal would be to hopefully get a quick scalp. These Market's moving down a little bit. Overall, everything's really strong. Tesla had a good day yesterday. Nvidia turned around after showing some bearish sentiment. SPY and Qs did move up more or less. Yeah, the daily for SPY also looks really good, as well as the daily for QTQ. But I'm a little bit skeptical. Maybe an early entry here at 487.29 for the 488 calls. This could close in the money if it breaks this blue line here, which is 488. Just mark this hold number. Order filled. Event of the trade. Still a little hesitant with the way that green candle just closed. I'm okay with taking a loss if I need to. I've currently set my stop loss here at the red line, just below these wicks and around where the moving average meets. So about 486.70. But I don't think I need to take it that far. I'm just gonna risk about 15 cents on this trade. So I'd like to get ideally 15 or above. If it can't hold 487 here, I think I'm okay with exiting the trade. See what happens. There are buyers there. Again, just want to get about 15 cents, and I want to see this break 487.51, which is the high of the day. And this pivot is about 487.28. It's concerning that it hasn't gone. Okay, just up about 3%, 4%. My fill price was around 66 cents, so 76, 86 cents is ideally where I'd like to get out. Can take a look at the 15. Marking looks like it needs to come back before it goes back out.
Standing.
It is holding its level, and the 5-minute did leave this wick. So the second wick. So I would need it to go at 487.34 pretty quickly here. So that's the goal. But again, if this starts going below, what is this level? This 487 level, I'm okay with exiting. Sometimes with trades like these, there are some shakeouts that occur. I'm not too tied down to this trade to wait through a shakeout. So based on the entry here, this is about 1-to-1 would be right here. Maybe 2-to-1 would be this blue line at 488. Again, because this is the same day expiration that I'm selecting and it's a shorter day, I'm not interested in holding for any pullbacks. But with the way the momentum is not as strong, 487 looks like an area where I'd want to get out.
Get out. What?
SPY is moving as well, but I'm just not getting the follow through that I want. Okay, I'm okay with that close right now on the 2-minute. I want to see a continuation to 487.51 on the high of the day. Let's see if we get there. Come on, NASDAQ. Okay, we're just about to get there. Let's see if we can break high day. And if we continue strong, I'll hold the trade. If it just pops up and comes back down, I'm going to exit.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm always ready to execute because I'm setting high expectations for this trade. If it doesn't meet those expectations, I'm out. There's no way to be attached to this trade. And with my trading style, I like to scout. I'm patient, but I do like quick entry and exit. We're looking at almost about 10 minutes now reviewing this trade, so almost 10 minutes in this trade too. I need the high day to break. Once the high day breaks, this pivot here is interesting. That might be a potential area on the 5-minute where I would look to take an exit if it doesn't follow through. Let's change the color a little bit. Let's say, yeah, sort of an area where I want to get out. Gotta love when this platform resets like that. Okay, I'm up about 13%. Premiums have only gone up to about, I think I just saw it at 76 cents, maybe a little higher. Making sure my chart is clean. A little bit OCD that way. Come on, we got the right momentum. If this is the previous pullback, it's possible for it to go all the way for a 3-to-1 trade up to 488.20. And it's making new highs, so that is a good sign. Still up about 10% almost. I think I might have to hit the ask if we get a quick pump. Seems like one of those trades where if you're buying same-day expiration contracts, and because it's a shorter day, pullbacks will just kill your premiums, and even though it'll go in your direction a dollar, it just might not work out. We can only capitalize on like 10 cents because I can get a fill of 76 cents maybe, but I'd like to get a little bit higher. I don't expect this to go down all of a sudden now, but it's possible. If that pivot holds some weight where the yellow line is, it's possible. Come on, let's go. Volume is not that bad. Volume is picking up here. If we can get more volume here, there we go. Let's see if we can break this pivot. I'm always ready to sell. Maybe I might need to hit the bid. We'll get a less fill, but it's better than not getting filled at all. Okay, this pivot here is 487.73. Let's see if we can break it. 487.71. Come on, 73. Let's go. There are some buyers there. Come on, 72, 73. There we go. Okay, I'm going to look to exit now.
Order filled.
I hit the ask right on this pump. I'm okay with that fill. Got out at 84 cents. My fill originally to get in the trade was 66 cents. So it's a good risk reward, 2-to-1. And because that 5-minute pivot was concerning, I decided to exit the trade. And this is a good sort of, I don't know, almost a 2-hour trade on the chart.